So we'll go on to the Conservation Center topic then, and we'll see what arises at any other meeting.
Okay. I guess a few things on our project. I did get a chance to talk to the State Fire Marshal's office. And I also talked to Bob Wells a couple of times in the last 2 weeks, I think. And the indication when I called the fire marshal was the same, obviously, as Bob's been telling us. There is a letter dated the 16th of December that was sent to Bob listing the items that needed to be yet submitted back to the fire marshal for approval. Some of them are simple yes and no's. I guess I'll send you at least a copy of it. I assume I can give you a copy. Sent one to me. It's actually on the second page. It's kind of the nuts and bolts of this. There's 14 items. In visiting with Bob today, in fact, I talked to him today, the last time I talked to him. Obviously, he's aware of this, and he is going to, within the next few days, getting his person that's going to be doing the electrical part of the drawings and the mechanical part of the drawings, getting with them, and indicated to me that hopefully it should be about a week once they get started on those to finish those. Some of these other questions, I'm not going to go through all of them. Obviously, you can see.
That was the main one that was...
Well, I don't know if it's the main one. It's one of them on number 14 where those are listed. His concern, and when I called the State Fire Marshal, I simply said that, as the owner of this project, is there anything we can be doing to speed it up or to help get this, done, and indicate to them, why we wanted to do it. Obviously, we wanted to start in the spring and this and that. And he led me to believe that these were the last items. Once they are okay, it's a matter of a couple of days that they sign off and send a letter back saying you're ready to go. In visiting with Bob, he said that he sent 3 sets of plans down there, and every time they send something back, there's something new that comes up. Instead of, if all these things would have been addressed from the get-go, it would have been a lot easier. And he said every time they would send something back that needs to be done, there was something added to it. I don't know. I mean, I guess you take him for his word on that, too. But I did specifically ask the guy that's son is Brian, once these are okay, then how long does it take? It doesn't take very long, according to him, to give their okay to this project. And I also did ask, are you overloaded, or how long does this process typically take? Are you overloaded with, for example, any extra work because of the floods or anything this last year? It's not a whole lot. So I did mention to Bob, I said, would you be willing here in a couple of weeks possibly to give our board an update if we wanted to get together in a couple of weeks after you've had a chance to work on all of this? And I said I would let you know what the board thought about that. So you could possibly update us now that you've got this and working on this. So I don't know what your thoughts are on that, or obviously if there's no new news, there's probably no reason to get together, but I wanted to throw that out there just to kind of...
I still have a question for Chris, that they're talking about the kitchen and stuff. Is that something? I mean, that looks like maybe something Bob should be asking.
Well, we talked about that. He said, basically, he gave a good example. The Wall Lake Community Center, they don't have a suppression system, and it's basically used for a catering type. If someone brings some food in to warm, instead of actually preparing meals, and that's what this is going to be. We're not in the process of making meals. It's more of a catering
Right.
chance to, warm something, keep something
That
warm,
was
so.
our original plan too, that, if you wanted to
Yep.
bring something in,
Yep.
like, that was there to serve and you have to warm it up.
And so we, obviously we agreed on that, and that, gets away from that deal.
I don't get number 10, is there an accessible entrance to the building?
And I don't know either. Yeah, I didn't have this, I didn't have this when I was talking to the guy, so I didn't get a chance to go, line item by line item on it, so
Okay.
I don't know. But that gives you an idea of what, they're
Well,
still
they're very
needing or
specific,
wanting, and some of these are very simple, just simple yes or no are answers.
Right.
Others
And
are a
maybe
little
to
more
direct,
detailed.
maybe just to explain where they are located on your blueprint, so yes, they are here. Because I know we talked about exit signs and emergency lighting, we talked about that.
And I'm not an engineer, obviously, but, those things, when you read number 13, they have to be specified somewhere right on there, so that they're gonna be there, instead of implying that they're gonna be there. I don't know,
Well, and that's probably part of covering their bases too on reliability. Assuming it's not a good situation anymore, so they have to improve.
Well, and I think so too. To me, that looks like the biggest one, and that's kind of the impression that I got.
How about number 3? I thought we had talked about meeting those already, that we had enlarged that the restrooms do not meet the space requirements for accessibility. I thought we had gone over that and did some changing on that, so that they were meeting.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't.
Unless they're, well, it says 1994 standards, so certainly what's out there has been what Bob was using, I'm sure, for his reference. That's an interesting question there, too.
Something that's in the new,
Well, we talked, a little bit about rearranging some of those things and how we were going to do that, and so there's ample space there, so.
There's a 1-hour firewall. What's that? Sheetrock. So it is.
Some sort of rating system, it's an hour to
Some type of sheetrock.
something like that.
Okay.
So,
Well, are we in agreement that if we get more okays on this, that we need to meet with Bob,
I think that's
maybe
fine.
before our next meeting, if that's...
well, that was my thinking.
That's
We
fine.
meet in 5 weeks, I think, or
Yeah.
whatever's our next board meeting. We meet halfway in between now and then, hopefully he'll have something, and I expressed my concern, and he knows, I expressed my concern to him is that, we want to get started in the spring, and if we get into June, we haven't extended anything, then we gotta ask for an extension through the CAP grant. I don't want to have to do that. Obviously, he don't want to have to do that either, but we are kind of,
Is he prepared to do the mechanical and the electrical drawing?
he's having, he told me he's gonna have,
Tell us if we're
is there
here.
Greece? He's gonna do one of them. Are they
Yeah.
plumbing or electrical? I don't- Are they plumbing or?
one meeting.
That one meeting we met in the afternoon, he had both a plumber and an
He mentioned them
electrician.
to do,
But they can do the drawing.
well, he said that's who he was gonna have do them, and then another outfit somewhere else do the other one, is what he told me.
But I can see them submitting the diagrams and then not everything
Well, I suppose that's the thing they're gonna pay. I
satisfying.
mean,
I'm
I
gonna
don't
have
know.
to do that again,
But they also would
Could be
be
a
aware
long-
of what requirements are necessary too, so.
It could be a long running thing. That happens.
Yeah. The way I looked in, when I was looking more on the website, and the way it's kind of defined as if it's a non-state owned building and you're using state appropriated funds and it's in an area where there's no building codes, then you have to go through their state building codes department office.
And then
If
they
it's-
design things.
If it's a renovation or an addition or repair, the way I understand, at least initially, is that you don't have to have anything. But on a new, that's where they catch it.